Welcome to the show. It is me, your girl, Laborley. Listen, I'm trying to make sure everything is in order before I begin this little journey we're about to go on this evening. If by chance you hear my dogs, because they are in the room right next door to my studio, please forgive the extra noise. Sometimes they get a little fussy, especially when they want to come out, and it's not time for that right now, so they got to get over it. But welcome to the show. It is me, your girl, Laborley, aka Catley, and you have now tuned in to Ambitiously, the podcast. Y'all, today's conversation, today's GAB beat is a lot to take in. And I'm going to explain. But first, let me explain this. Today is Media Monday. Today is the day that we get into what is going on in these GAB Beach streets. And there is much to be said and much going on around in these GAB Beach streets. I might add. So we're going to start with the fluff first. And then we'll get into the nitty gritty of things. Let's see what's happening in these comments. Hi, Doc, baby. Al. What's up, Doc, boo? Yeah, Doc, we got a lot to discuss this evening. A lot. Oh, yes, today is Media Monday. Yes, it is. Doc, you already know what time it is. It's Media Monday. So I'm going to start with some fluff. And then I'm going to get to the nitty gritty. Now, I'm not going to spend much time on the fluff because I do not want to. I want to get to the meat and potatoes of this thing. But a few things I need to say before we get started. Join the conversation, 443-551-5963. 443-551-5963. You can call in or you can text. If you call in, know that you will be live on air. If you send a text message, I will read it out loud, along with comments. If you drop comments, I will read those out loud as well. So join the conversation. Join the freaking conversation. If you would like to talk to us about anything, and I do mean anything at all, contact at ambitiouslyent.com. Contact at ambitiouslyent.com. Or you can hit us up at ambitiouslythepodcast@gmail.com. Ambitiously the podcast @gmail.com. I don't know why I got tongue twisted just now. Like, share, and subscribe to this podcast. We need every like, every share, every subscription that we can get. And when you give them, they are duly noted and sincerely taken. We love it. We love it all the way. So thank you very much. Check out our website, www.ambitiouslyent.com, www.ambitiouslyent.com, or you could join our coffee community. We would appreciate that as well. And I'll tell you why I really want you to join the coffee community at the end of this show this evening. But All right, now that I've ran through all of those things, y'all, this is intense. We got a lot to cover as far as this the first day, the opening statements for this Diddy case. So we are going to talk about that this evening. Um, we're going to get into some fluff, a little Kendrick Lamar, a little ASAP Rocky, and a little Wayne. Let's get to Little Wayne first, because child. I think that this is a weird season for Libras. Now, men Libras are different from lady Libras, but it's a weird season for us right now, and anybody can get it. That's where we stand right now. Anybody can get it, and you're going to get the, I can't cuss that, but you're going to get out of our faces. And so, Lil Wayne kicks his girlfriend out of the house on Mother's Day. That is diabolical. That is, whoa. On Mother's Day, you kick your girlfriend out of the house. And she said he laid hands on me, send lawyers. So just listen. Lil Wayne's longtime girlfriend, Denise Babbitt, is claiming that the Young Money rapper kicked her and her daughter out of his house they had been living in on Mother's Day. Diabolical. I don't know how to feel about this. Yeah, it's diabolical. I told you, I don't know where we stand astrologically as Libras right now, but I know it's really, we in our villain season of life, and I told y'all before, Lil Wayne is my actual birthday twin, so we are in space like anybody can get it. But anyway, so Denise took the IG to reveal that Wayne broke the bad news. Revealed Wayne broke the bad news and didn't have the guts to face her in person. He broke up with her via text and sent movers to do the heavy work. To add insult to injury, Denise then claimed that she has been physically abused by Lil Wayne in the past and has direct knowledge of other women that he's been beating up. She says Wayne is in the process of flying in more women to take her place while she and her daughter were kicked out to the curb. Denise and Wayne have been off and on, over and over again for years, and even fielded an engagement rumors at one point in time. So this has been a thing. Ironically, she dumped him several years ago when the rapper stepped out on a limb and endorsed President Trump. Denise says she currently looking for legal representation. This saga ain't over. Child, I told you, us Libras is in a different place right now, and it's really best if you come correct or don't come at all. I don't know. I don't know why I'm down here. I don't know exactly how he's feeling, but I know how I'm feeling as a September 27th baby. And she is a mother. She has a daughter that was living there with them. And he kicked both of them out. She had to go. Her daughter had to go. But her daughter's like a teenager. She's not a little kid. I saw the video footage. Yeah, Doc. Doc said, wow. First he said, oh boy, and then he said, wow. And then, is she a mother? Yeah, she is a mother. When she did the video, she was with her daughter at that moment. She is a mom. Yeah, she's definitely a mom. But he see, we don't know if he just kicked her out. Like, we only got her side. We don't know what he has to say about anything. And if he's getting movers to move her out, then I'm more than certain he's not moving her out to nowhere. You feel me? So That's the first part I want to add in there. I just don't see him just like, you just got to go, and he knows she don't got nowhere to go. There comes a point in time where people are tired of people. Now, unfortunately, there is a child involved in the situation, and this is one thing that I always say about this. This is why I never put my daughter in a situation where there's a man who is basically in charge of our living situation. Like, I'm not going to move her into no man's house that is not my husband, and have her living up in there with that man, let alone being around that man, and until I know it's real serious. But now at this point, she not gonna be living up in the house with a man who is not my husband. But that's just how I feel about that. Like, it's just some things you don't do as a mom. You never take your child, uproot your child from wherever y'all came from, move that said child in with your boyfriend, whose house it is, and you don't have no rights to nothing in there. You never do that. As a woman, you should never do that. So that's just how I feel about that. I don't want to linger too long, but Lil Wayne and your girlfriend, y'all need to get y'all lives together. I'm gonna figure some shit out. I don't know what y'all gonna figure out. Well, he obviously figured out already that he done. So that's what it is. That's what it is. ASAP Rocky donned the ring at the Met Gala, and people are paying attention to it right now. I'm not gonna stick too long on this story either. But the ring was a custom ring of Rihanna. I don't know how to feel about dating. I don't know. Because I just heard some weird other vibes too, but I'm not going to incorporate that into my situation of what I think Rihanna and he got going on. Whatever they got going on is working for them, and they happy with it. And that's their business, not my business. But he got a ring, and the ring is a custom ring that was made in likeliness of Rihanna. So that's what it is. And I don't know. The way he pummeled that girl when they said he was not guilty in court, if, I don't know. I'm gonna need people to not bring them into it. Let them live, let them rock. They over there popping them babies out. That's all I'm saying about that. Leave them alone. Some more fluff, and then we'll get to the main story. So, Kendrick Lamar is having a good run right now. He is currently beaming with pride over the release of Lefty Gunplay's new album. They turned the TV off, and now the up and coming rapper has been put on. Yo, I like that. See, and I like that something good came, like some good vibes came from that whole Drake situation. It wasn't just that they was beefing, they had rap beef, but it was also that, all right, I'm gonna do something big in the process of beefing with you, and I was able to put people on at the same time. That's kind of dope to me. I don't care what nobody say. I don't care what nobody say. That's dope. So yeah, Gunplay is also on the GNX record with Kendrick as well. So y'all know. But anyway, all right. Enough of this fluff bull crap. I'm just waiting. Doc, let me know when my words can fly, because that's the other reason why I decided to, give me 1 second. I decided to save that for last. I'm coming back. Give me a second. But there was a reason why I decided to save the best for last, because it's a lot to take in. Now, as you know, this week, okay, I got 3 minutes. All right, that's good, because I can sum it up in this 3 minutes. All right, so as you know, last week they started jury selection. As of this week, I'm going to go through some things, and then I'm going to read some things to you, because, child, today they chose who they finally came out with who was sitting on the jury. Let me actually, I know where I'm gonna go with this one, but they actually chose who was gonna be the jurors and the alternates today. I need to get where I need to get real quick. Now we had a play-by-play. Child, we had a play-by-play since this morning because I cannot be there right now. And then with the way the lines are set up, I'm gonna just start with that. With the way the lines are set up to get into the court, people got placeholders in line that they pay to stand there and hold their place until the situation starts, and they paying big money for that. So I start with that. But there are a few journalists that I really trust what they have going on, and they were able to get in. And this one journalist I follow on Twitter is called Inner City Press, and he is he is in the courtroom and he's given play by play. Oh my gosh, it started at oh my gosh, it went forward a little bit more than I thought, and I'm gonna put his information so y'all can, if y'all want to follow him or whatever. But okay, so he basically is in there on the ground giving play by play action. He was able to tell us okay, good. Now I'm exactly where I needed to be. So this morning it started at 8, I believe 8 or 8:30. He was there in the courtroom. They finally got to striking jurors and picking jurors, right? So they went through this whole little craziness. Now I'm paraphrasing. Like I said, I'm gonna put his information somewhere so we can get it. But I'm gonna be giving updates on this case as it goes along. Anyway, we like I said, we were receiving updates all morning long. So they went through the whole striking of the jurors. It was interesting because I'm not gonna go through all of it, but I'm gonna get to the good parts. It was interesting, and this is exactly where I wanted to be. It was interesting because as they're striking jurors now, Diddy's representation, Mr. Combs' representation, challenged the prosecutor's selection of jurors, saying that 7 of the 9 strikes were of black people. And the on the government side, Comey proffered reasons, and the judge, to the judge, and updated the jury selection. So they already tried to play the race thing, which 7 of the jurors were black and were struck from the selection. But the reason, it was a lot of reasons. Like one was like sleep apnea, and let me go back over here now. One was like somebody had sleep apnea. The other was it was a couple of reasons, but they struck them from the jury, right? So that was a whole big thing. Do you want to go to the Times? Let's go to the Times. All right, so that was the whole big thing. Like, they tried to play on. Okay, good, because shit, I've been trying to hold this shit in. They tried to play on that. That was a whole big thing. So then, once they got down to the nitty gritty, they decided that they had selected the jury that they wanted. All right, everybody got what they wanted on the jury. Then the judge sends, the people back to let the people know who are going to be serving, who aren't going to be serving. That took a little bit of time. And then they prepare for opening statements. Yeah, because there's a lot going on, Doc, and it's going to be hard not to cuss every now and again. But they went back, they prepared, everybody started preparing for opening statements. So Then, all right, so here we get to the nitty gritty. I was just trying to make sure I had what I wanted, what I was looking for. So he said you should see the number of TV cameras outside the courtroom, which it was a lot of people, like from what I saw, from my observation from being here, but I still saw stuff. Anyway, so now prosecution starts the case by saying he woke an employee to drive to the house, but no one was there. The defendant didn't give up. He kept looking for Cassie. They're using her name now. When he found her, he beat her brutally, kicked her in the back, and flung her around like a rag doll. But it wasn't enough. That is how prosecution opened the case. Um, let's proceed. Um, let's start with this is the prosecution. Let's start with one late night. He was on the hunt for his girlfriend Cassie. He forced her to have schmacks with male escorts while he watched and recorded it. He's a cuckold. That's crazy. He found out Cassie was seeing other men. Furious, he set out to find Cassie and another man. Child, child. This is like some kind of soap opera stuff. So here's another portion of what and the city press had to say. This is the prosecution again. The defendant offered a hotel security guard a wad of cash, a brown paper bag with $100,000 and $100 bills. The inner circle kept Cassie in hiding for days. For all of this, he is charged with federal crimes, racketeering, and conspiracy. Yeah, Doc, it is wild stuff. It is. Let me see. Yeah, it is a lot of wild stuff. It's crazy. Like that's not even the half of it. That's just some of it. Yeah, I wanted to do this. I wanted to just let all this shit go, because the fuck. But this not even the half of what we got to get into this evening. And I'm trying to get it all in. I might run a little over. I don't care. I'm saying it. So that's what they saying about that situation at the hotel with Cassie, the footage that everybody is seeing. So I feel like at this point in time, it's kind of hard not to use that footage because everybody has seen it. But I don't think that anybody wants to base their case off of that particular video either. So anyway, let's get back into it. So now the prosecution brings in another person. Now this person is using the alias. They're using a pseudonym, not their actual name. For the sake of privacy, right? So the pseudonym is Mia. Mia, an employee will tell how the defendant forced himself on her, hand up her dress, penetrating her. Amidst all of the violence, he and his inner circle worked to cover up the crimes. The video at the LA hotel, we'll hear just how far it went. So she's one of the witnesses that will be on the stand. Let's see. Hold on. I want to get to some more meat and potatoes, baby. Some more meat and potatoes. Okay. So here's another. Oh, so this is Garagos. This is one of Diddy's attorneys. A wealthy, this is his a portion of his opening statement. A wealthy rapper paid for these women's homes and vacation. He is not charged with being a flawed individual. These women fought to be in a relationship with him. Cassie, I expect you will hear from her this week about her 11-year relationship. That's how he began his statement. Let's move on. He said, you will hear about swinger parties. They will testify about things that should never be heard in a federal courtroom that he liked to watch. In other words, he's a cuckold. You may not like that, but you are not here to judge him for his sexual preferences of being a cuckold. Um, it's crazy. All right, so again, this is his attorney. The kidnapping related to an employee. She worked for him for 10 years. She asked to work for him again. Um, narcotic trafficking. That is what personal use. They worked hard. They were there to do something great and novel. And it was a free choice. So basically, even if he was using drugs, they made a choice of whether or not they wanted to be a part of that craziness, is basically what he's saying. So anyway, next he says on bribery, this is about the Intercontinental Hotel. He paid a security guard to make the footage go away. This was solely to prevent bad publicity for Combs and for Cassie. There was no law enforcement investigation. So these are all the things. These were their opening statements. It is crazy right now. Let me see what else, because court went, and that's the other thing. The judge said this week court will be going up until 5 o'clock, I believe, and then next week he will try to have each session adjourn at 3 o'clock. So that's that. So they were in there for a while. Let me see what's up. See what's up. What's up? What's up? What's up? Okay. All right, let me get back. That was something. I tried to let them run all day just so I could like have a full type of situation. Okay. Okay, so here we go. No, that was. He also has a blog that you probably might want to check out too, because he's in the courtroom. Okay, so here we back to the prosecution, and the prosecution says, when did the incident take place? Now this is a witness on the stand, and Flores says at 11 a.m. I got a report of a woman in distress on the 6th floor. This is the Cassie situation. I closed the security base and checked the cameras. There was an African American man pacing back and forth. I didn't see a female. I rushed there. This is the security guard that was on staff. The prosecutor's next question was, what kind of incident did you respond to? Flores, this is the security guard. All kinds. We had a couple of suicides there. We prepared, I hate that I just said that word, but we had a couple of unalivings there. We prepared incident reports, the 5 W's. So then the prosecution says, would you attach photos to the reports? Flores says yes, but not video. We did not have the password. Okay, so that's that. Now, this is cross-examination at this point. Still is on Diddy's side. Still, were you in the hospitality business as well as the security? You were in the hospitality business as well as the security, right? So Flores says yes. Still, Mr. Combs was clear to you that he wanted to pay for the damage, right? Then that's when the prosecution objection cause for speculation. The judge asked in a direct way. So the judge says to Mr. Steele, asked in a direct way. So Steele, do you remember the layout? Flores says no, just the corner room. Steele says, was it a normal hotel room like I would stay in, or just one room? Or did it have a living room? Flores, I don't know. Still, the third party, you said he was on a bed. Flores, it was a pullout. So I guess she trying to get to the situation of them having a freak off. Because she not talking about Cassie at this point. She's talking about another individual was in the room. Okay, so now here's some takes from the male dancer. Where we at on time? All right, we good. This is some takes from the male dancer. The male dancer, this is okay. Male dancer. They told me not to do it all at once. So the defense has an objection to him saying they. The word they would, you know what I mean? Like, that's hearsay. Like, I've been watching a lot of cases lately, and it's certain things that they're like, nah, objection, hearsay, or you're alluding to, or whatever. So the judge says, I've got it. So the district attorney, the prosecution, calmly, this is the one who's asking questions. What happened afterwards? The male dancer says they've leave me waiting for hours. The whole thing might go on for 10 hours. Sheesh, 10 hours. So they having a 10-hour freak off? That's crazy. All right, so district attorney, what direction did Mr. Combs give you? The male dancer, he'd tell me to step off and back off. So all right, we figure that one out. District Attorney calmly, how many times, if any, were you told to urinate on Miss Ventura? This is crazy. Defense says, this is Xavier Donaldson. This is on Diddy's staff. Objection, suggestive. The judge was like, overruled. I want to hear what happened. That's crazy. Not the judge said I want to hear what happened. He overruled that. So anyway, the male dancer. This is what the male dancer says. Sean Combs said we didn't have enough baby on. He said he said y'all slow down, separate from each other. One time he tried to have us role play like he had just met. We had just met at the airport. We weren't good, so we skipped that. Dang, he even went a role play. Jeez, Louise. All right, so anyway, let's keep it moving. All right, so the male dancer, I would send her vulgar. I was sending her vulgar text messages. So the prosecution is like what? The dancer says, you want me to say it, and the prosecution says, give an example. So the male dancer said, I text, I want to F you right now. So the prosecution says, how often would you use baby oil? And then male dancer says every time. So maybe that's why he had to have all them bottles of baby oil, because geez Louise, every time, and they would have them all the time. That's crazy. So prosecution. Any other locations? Male dancer. Essex House, his residence on 56th Street. I believe 2010 at the time, when that was 210 at the time, and at her residence in West End Avenue, I think the number 10. So the district attorney, the prosecution, what names were you to say you were there to, what names were you there to say, whose names were you there to say, you were there to say? And the male dancer said Black. So he come up like, I'm here to see Black, and then they would let him out. They had a secret code. A secret code for him to get in. Let me see what Doctor said. Doctor said every time, all the time is diabolical. Yeah, he said every time, all the time, Doc. He giving house locations and all of that. The male dancer said he gave to them a phone number. Um, I did call. Cassie called me and asked me for a photo. So they exchanged the number. Then she called, asked for a photo. I guess she wanted him to text it to her. The prosecution says, then what? The male dancer says she called me to go back. I did for, you know who I think this, I'm going to keep reading, but I think I know who this is, for a few hours and then a few times after that. Combs always present. Was Combs always present? Yes, he was always there. Male dancer, he said he was having problems with my boss. Defense objection. So the defense like, bullshit. No, objection. So prosecution. I will get back to that. After sex was over, what happened? The male dancer says Cassie gave me a couple of $1,000, and let me see if it's more. So Cassie gave him a couple of $1,000 more. The male dancer. The man had on a white robe and a bandana over his face, below his eyes, and a baseball cap. From his voice, I recognized him as Sean Combs. So he tried to hide himself so nobody would recognize him. Is that what he's saying? So prosecution, what did he say? The dancer says that he was into importing and exporting. Importing and exporting what? What are we moving? I need to know. I got questions. Male dancer. She was in the hotel room in a red wig, stockings, and sunglasses. She gave me a few $100s. The prosecution. What was the room like? The dancer said a red couch, Astro Glide, a lubricant, and there was a man off to the right side of the room. So that's what they saying. He had on a hat and a bandana over his face. Okay, so I guess this is how he got there. The witness, my boss called me and said he couldn't find any of the black dancers. So could I go to a bachelor party in the Gramercy Park Hotel in downtown Manhattan? This is another witness. So, prosecution, what did you expect to do? The witness said a little stripper dance. Dang. So, because she was black, he got her. That's crazy. Let's see what else they had to do. Okay, so the judge recross. So, you know what I mean? Still, they are motion sensitive cameras, so there are gaps, right? So this is back to the security guard for the hotel. And Flores says yes. Still nothing further. Judge, next witness. So that's how we got to that. All right. So this is the prosecution. What did Miss Ventura pay for you? Pay you for? The witness, to have sex with her. Combs was there too. So, child. So they saying. So here's my thing. It's so much. It was a lot going on. Let me see. I want to grab a few more of these, and then I'll say the things that I want to say. Cause yeah. Okay. All right. I zoomed past a few things that I wanted to get to. So one thing we know is that. Okay. We did that. We did all that. Okay. So one thing I want to talk about Hold on. 1 second, y'all. Alright. Okay. I don't want to go past too fast. Alright, so still general. Okay. Because the security guard is going to come back in. And I think generally still is talking to the security guard a lot more than anybody else. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Recross. All right. That's where we are. So I don't want to jump off of subject just yet. No further. Next witness. Now they getting back to um, that. All right. So we back to the security guard. Now, prosecution. When he offered you money, what did you say? Flores said, "I didn't want anyone to know about it." Pretty much. Which way? Mr. Combs dragging? Which way was Mr. Combs dragging Cassie? Flores back towards the room. Nothing for prosecution. Nothing further. So this is she asked him what was happening in the hallway. I hope that this is not the whole basis of that case, though. Still, it can be embarrassing for a guest. The prosecution objection. The judge sustained. Still, one moment, nothing further. Redirect. Prosecution. Did you typically include every single detail in your reports? Flores, no. Did this is prosecution. Did he sing drunk or high? Flores, no. But I don't know. He might be a functional drunk and junkie. That's all I'm saying. So still, we did this. Yeah, we talked about that. We did that. Okay, here we go. All right, we didn't do this. Okay, so again, still, do you remember the layout? No, just the corner room. Was it a normal hotel like you say? Well, okay, we did all of that. All right. But so what he's saying, it was a corner room, but he don't remember the layout of the room. You said, Mr. Khan. Okay, still, this is his attorney. You said you put Mr. Combs against the wall. That's aggressive, isn't it? Flores, it could be, but I only put my forearm against his chest. Still, but you didn't put that in your report, Flores. You're asking me to have more details in my report. Oh, snappy, snappy, snappy. I'm still. And the 7-foot driver, do you know who it was? Flores, I know, I don't know, but Cassie knew him. Still, you didn't put in your report that you were offered to call law enforcement, but she refused. Why not? Flores, she said no, so there was no reason to include it. So she told him no. But think about why she told him no. She was probably scared for her life. Y'all, this stuff right here. Okay, let me do this. Still, the gentleman you said you saw in the room, you described to the jury things not in your report. So as he didn't engage. Still, why didn't you ask him his name, Flores? He wasn't talking to no one. Still, did you tell anyone at the time? Flores, no. So now they asking why he wasn't questioning the person in the room, which I think was one of the workers. Still, so it wasn't important 9 years ago, but only now. Prosecution, objection, judge, overruled. Um, I did not put it in the report at the time. Still, you said you were offered a bribe, but hadn't you told him he had to pay for the vase? Flora said yes. Still, you told the jury Combs said, Cassie, you're not leaving, but your report didn't say that, right? Flores, at that point, I did not believe it was a significant fact. I'm not going to put down the back and forth, which makes sense. Like, And especially she said don't call law enforcement. That makes perfect sense. Um, Still, Mr. Combs did not attack you, did he? Flores, no. Still. And was there any law enforcement involvement, Flores? No. You videoed for your wife and kept it, right? Flores said I did, but never was law enforcement called. Flores, they were not. Child. I'm trying to. It's so much going on in this case. So basically, today they talked to well, they didn't talk to Cassie yet. They talked to the security guard from the hotel from the event with Cassie. They brought in another witness. They let us know that one of the witnesses, although she's going by a pseudonym, her name is Mia. Her pseudonym is Mia. She's going to give her story. There's a few more witnesses that they have lined up to. This is getting crazy. This is getting real crazy. And like I said, some of the things that were said in these opening statements alone already is crazy. Now, I can't wait till I get the whole, when the case, because they're not going to, I'm going to have to piece it piece by piece by piece. But we are going to use credible sources to get the intel of people who are actually in the courtroom. Not the people on the sideline on the streets getting the story. Like, that's what I heard. No, we getting people who are actually in the courtroom. Also, CNN is doing a lot of coverage on it as well. I would suspect most news factions are trying to get are involved in it. So I would check CNN or, I don't know about MSNBC, but maybe they might cover a little bit of it. But just there's certain places you can go to get some coverage. I would encourage y'all to make sure y'all come here and y'all join the conversation about this, because this is wild. I knew it was going to be a lot of things that were going to be talked about. There were some things that, and I didn't even read. I'm sorry, y'all. I told y'all get up at 6 o'clock in the morning. I'm sorry, and start my day and run until can't run no more. But anyway, there are a lot more things that I would like to cover, but I try to keep, the time according to time. Like, they had other people in there. Like, they brought in somebody else, let's see. So they adjourned for extras. So they had some okay. Ryan Steele, let's do this. In the third paragraph, he writes that he did not want Mr. Combs to see Cassie out in front. He talks about a co-worker, Adey, Adey, or Adey, that Mr. Combs is about to yell, "This is the speculation, it should not be." So this is where they going through the back and forth, because they was going through, of course, they're going to go back and forth with objections all day long. That's going to happen. So we skipped from, they took a little break, and then they went to Garagos, which is also one of Diddy's attorneys. Are you not here to impose your morality on this man? If you listen, you will find him not guilty of these crimes. Thank you. So, so this is backwards, but it's cool. It's cool. It's a lot of things that went. Okay, so it was a lot of things. I'm gonna package this all up so we can really get into the nitty gritty. But this is the prosecution. You will see text messages in which the defendant tells staff to bring cash for escorts. and by Jane saying she did not want to do freak offs. You will see videos in them. You can hear the defendant provide directions to Cassie and Jane, because there's a Jane Doe. She's not using her name, but it's a Jane Doe in there. So we got Mia, which is a pseudo name, and then we got a Jane Doe who just didn't want to be named at all. High on ecstasy. So there's a video of them high off of pills. Prosecution. You will see a video of the defendant brutally beating Cassie during a freak off in an LA hotel, which is the video we've already seen, but I don't know if it's more to that video, to be honest. You will see photos of the damage, including to 4 doors in Jane Doe's home not even a year ago. You will see what he had in his home: the blickies, the bags of narcotic, and the lube. Dang, they not going. The lube is very important to that case, apparently. Prosecution. You will see the agreement with the hotel guard, barring him from speaking after he paid. He was paid $100,000 for the video. You will hear him manipulate Jane into saying she wanted it. His threats not to pay her for her home tax to his staff about it. So you'll see all of that. Prosecution continues. I ask you to do 3 things: pay attention to the evidence, follow the judge's instructions on the law, and use your common sense, and you will reach a verdict that Sean Combs is guilty. The judge, who for the defense, and then it's Garagos. That's the attorney, one of the attorneys he's been here for a while. Garagos. Garagos. This case is about love and jealousy and money. There are 3. They are trying to turn it into a racketeering case. It will not work. You are the jury. You will evaluate the witness, and finally the story can come out. The case isn't about what you heard on the news. Sean Combs is fascinating. He grew up in Harlem and built a lawful business. He worked for it. He created a culture, and produced music that changed a generation. I don't know if he created a culture, but whatever. That was a bit much. And I don't know if that's a bit much on the production tip too, but produce music that changed generations. Witnesses will share with you that he is a fascinating person, and people are drawn to him. Most celebrities, they are, though, so I don't mean they're not a joke. If you wanted to climb in the music, apparel, or beverages, you want it to be around Sean Combs. That's a fact. He gave people opportunities to work at his companies. I could say that's a fact too. He had a vision that few had. That's true. The witnesses mostly loved him. The text messages will show you that. He is a 55-year-old man. He's 55 years old. He is going to be Sean Combs. He is going to be Sean Combs. I am Tenny Garagos, and I am here to represent him. The only people and that's Mark Garagos' daughter, by the way. The only people in this courtroom who will tell you about racketeering are the prosecutors. There's no conspiracy. Also, Garagos continues this case about Sean Combs' private sex life. The government has no business in that. These hardworking individuals are educated from Harvard to Howard. He has a temper and got violent. He is not proud of that. We own it. He sometimes gets so jealous and angry, he is out of control. You will hear that he lied to his girlfriends You may think he is a jerk or mean because he's not tried for that. He's tried for running a racketeering enterprise. These domestic violence. Domestic violence is not sex trafficking. He had been charged with domestic violence. He would not be sitting through an 8-week trial. He is not guilty of these crimes. As the trial goes on, we are going to take on accountability. We will not shy away. So basically, they're going to talk about he was the addict because somebody tried to say, oh, but I was like, that's not what they not basing their case on him being an addict. Now they saying he trafficked narcotics. That's what they basing it on. Like it's crazy. It's so much stuff going on in this case already, and it just started. This is the first day that, like, today was the first day that they actually went into trial. These were opening statements. They started. They just started. Jury selection started on Cinco de Mayo. It took them about a week to get to here today to select a jury. And then they brought those jury members straight into the courtroom and the trial began. So we're only on the first day of the actual trial. I can't imagine what's next. I cannot. But it is now time for me to get to some of the things that I have to get to. Yo, we gonna keep covering it. We are, because it must be talked about. You can't just leave that on the table, baby. Can't leave that on the table. It's a lot. But I just wanted y'all to hear some of the things that were said in the first day of trial. And it is already diabolical. It is time for me to get to some love. I want to shout out anybody who's watching from Facebook, YouTube, or Twitch. I appreciate you so much. I do. You have no clue. I like to call this live love or replay love, because if you might watch it live or you might come back and catch the replay, but whatever kind of love it is, love. It's love. It's all love. I also have to show some love to some very special people in my life as far as this podcast is concerned. And these people are my listening audience. I love them. I love them so much. They come from far and wide, and I'm just making sure my list is up to date because it gets a little crazy around here. But they come from far and wide to show love to us over here at Ambitiously Entertainment, and listen to this Ambitiously the podcast. Ooh, the numbers is looking good, though. I'm not going to look at them. I just came to make sure I didn't miss anybody on my list. But the numbers are good. I love how they come back every time and show love. I really do appreciate them. So it is now time for the love notes. Who are the love notes? They the listening audience. I used to call it love. Doc used to call it show notes. I was never going to call it show notes. Ever in my life was I ever going to call it show notes. But he and I, we used to bicker back and forth for a while, and then we came to a compromise, which I'm so happy we did, because what we needed to realize is there is no love without compromise. So we came to the compromise, and now we call it love notes, and we're going to leave it at love notes because I love how it sounds. It's wonderful. Doc also had jokes. He said I had a stack of papers the size of a composition notebook. I did not. I did have a lot of papers, though. But in all fairness, there was a lot of cities, states, and countries on those papers. So I had to have the papers. It was countries and territories and all kinds of things. And so, yeah, I did have the papers. But I don't do that anymore now. Now I do this because we've gone green. We love our environment. It's all love. Thanks for all of the love. I love you guys so much. You guys are amazing. Shout out to my top 60, United States, United Kingdom, India, China, Canada, and Belgium, specifically Brussels. I love you so much. I wish I could do a tour. Y'all know I'm coming. Ooh, one of these days. Anyway, Russia, Indonesia, Japan, New Zealand, Australia, Turkey, Switzerland, Germany, Mexico, Australia, Philippines, and Kenya. Hi, babies. I love you. Thank you. Pakistan, Romania, South Africa, Nigeria, Brazil, Netherlands, Singapore, Spain, Ireland, and Nepal. I love you all. You guys are extraordinary. Thank you for the love, man. Mauritius, Israel, Hong Kong, France, Poland, Tunisia, Venezuela, baby, the Czech Republic, Portugal, Morocco. Hi, babies. Thank you so much for the love. I love you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Ghana, Finland, Cameroon, Lithuania, Sweden, Bangladesh, and Latvia. Hi, thank you for the love. I love you guys. Thank you. Oh my gosh, thank you. I want to do a tour so bad. I do. I do. Hungary, Greece, Denmark, Jamaica. I can't do the horn right now. Slovakia, Ukraine, and Peru. Hi, Booze. I love you. Thank you for the love. You're amazing. Jamaica, I got your horn at the end of this. You guys are amazing. Thank you. And last but not least, Italy and Egypt. This list is so beautiful to me. I would serenade y'all like, you are so beautiful to me, but I'm not going to. I love you guys so much. Thank you for the love. It's amazing. You have no clue what that feels like at all. It's amazing. Let me see. Doc got ready. It's time to see what Doc has said. It's time to see what Doc has said. We got to check it out. Because Doc has said some stuff. And we ready to get into it. Let's see. Doc has said, top flight, catch the vibes, look, protect women, and read the room and the calendar. Use some tech. Yeah, I don't think any of the people involved, including even in this case, the security guard was worried about that. That's all. All they worried about was money. Diddy worried about his little old South. Ain't nobody care about the women in this situation. And that's sad. Oh, in attendance, his family was there. Also, Little Rod was at court today. Little Rod was there. Who else was there? There was a few people that was there. Oh my gosh, it was a few. I'm gonna get all the attendees. I feel y'all. I'll give y'all a quick little snap report tomorrow of who was there. But I know for sure Little Rod was in that courtroom today. Okay, he was there. He did not come to play either. Uh, Doc has said. Doc has said worldwide it's funny but still wild about the Diddy oil. Listen, child, it made me look at baby oil a whole different kind of way. Cuba wasn't there. I ain't see Cuba, but he might have snuck in. Wait a minute, I'm gonna get to that in a minute. Doc said hit that like button. Tune in, live show, radio show, get the app. You should. My name is Cat Lee, and I approve this message. But yeah, you should. No, I didn't see Cuba, but if Cuba could have been there, maybe he snuck in through a different way where all like the price wasn't, in abundance. But I didn't see Cuba, but I definitely saw a Little Rod pull up today though. So, child. The plot thickens. The plot thickens. You know what I'm saying? He said Cuba. The plot thickens. I don't know where this is going to go next. I hope that this is just the starting of the case. I hope that they prove other things other than the fact that he was beating the hell out of these women. Because if that's the case, he might get out. I hope this is not the meat and potatoes. This is an 8-week long case. It's not the meat and the potatoes. But we gonna see. I hope they didn't come to waste nobody time. Like they was about to prosecute some. I can't even go. Oh God, I'm sorry, y'all. I'm sorry. I hope they didn't come to waste nobody's time because that's ridiculous. Anyway, join the conversation. You should join the conversation. I'm interested to hear what y'all gotta say too, not just what I gotta say. But join the conversation. You can do that by calling in or sending a text message or dropping a comment. If you want to text or call in, the number is 443-551-5963, 551-5963. And like I said, drop a comment. But if you choose to call in, know that you'll be live on air. If you send a text or you drop a comment, I will read it out loud. And that's that. I want to talk to us about anything, and I do mean anything at all. Contact at ambitiouslyent.com, or you can hit us up at ambitiouslythepodcast@gmail.com. Yeah, we answer all of those. Check out our website, www.ambitiouslyent.com. www.ambitiouslyent.com. Or you could join, and I want y'all to join the coffee community so we can have salacious to the lady or taboo conversations. And I could cuss whenever the fuck I feel like it. And y'all, our Rumble channel is coming together, and I think I'm gonna like it over there because there's no censorship for me. And I could do all of the things that I do on all the other platforms still, but I just won't be censored over there for the stuff that I do. So I'm working on that right now. Need y'all to know that. And when it's available, I'll let you all know. But that's going down. It's happening. It's happening. Amongst a few other things, we got some entertainment plans. And working. We're in the works. We haven't gotten the plan all the way together, but hopefully by midsummer we'll have started some things. Well, restarted some things. I'll talk to y'all about it later. Because we definitely got some plans in the works. Speaking of them plans, we're Casey included in these plans, but let's get to it. Hey! Big shout out to DJ Root Casey. Don't play with my DJ. Not too much on my DJ. I do not want to have to hurt nobody's feeling. I promise you. I don't. We love him over here. And last Friday, oh my goodness. Oh, I got a little bit of my Chip Chief in the equation. I got some Wu-Tang in the equation. I got some East and some West Coast in the equation. Stop playing with him. Anyway, big shout out to DJ Root Casey. We got man love for DJ Root Casey over here. Not too much on our DJ. And let us know how y'all feel about these fire mixes that we give you every Friday. They're fine for me. I don't know about for y'all, but I would love to hear if that's how you feel. I would love to hear if that's not how you feel. Just tell us how you feel. We would like it. We want to know. We want to know. We want to know. Y'all, it's crazy out here in these GAB streets. This one I knew was going to be, because I was like, as soon as they start covering the story, I'm really going to be, because I told y'all I was going to be covering the story, and I meant what I said. I've covered too many of these cases thus far for me not to be covering this. Like, that makes no logical sense for me not to cover this. I'm not there, but now that I see how the process is, I don't know that I want to be there anyway, but I am going to get reliable sources. So stick with me. Stick with your girl. Stick with me. Got you. Got you. Got you covered. I do. But yeah, man, it's crazy out here. Anyway, it is now time for me to say the things that I always say at the end of these shows. My nightly sermon. I am a custom pastor, by the way, and apparently a politician, but I don't know what I'm running for, so whatever. Let me get a swig of water. I don't know what I'm running for. I have no. But my name is Kathleen, and I approve this message. But it is now time for my nightly sermon. And I'm going to start by telling y'all to mind y'all business. Listen, I give y'all enough gab for y'all to be able to mind y'all business in these streets. I promise you I do. Mind your business. Everybody's business is not your business, except for when I tell it on the Media Monday when I'm on these gabby streets. But I mind your business. Tap in. I try not to tell nobody's business, but sometimes it slip out. The wiretap, I'm definitely and that's the other reason why I think on these next couple of weeks, you definitely want to get some Diddy news within Media Monday, because until we get rid of this other case that we read in, which is this Big U situation, we won't be flopping back and forth. So just know that. But wiretap, if you have a case, I can pull it. I'm able to pull it. and it's high profile. You don't have to be a celebrity. It just has to be high profile enough for me to be like, yep, I need to pull that case. We need to discuss it. I'm going to pull it. Do not be a foul, depraved, sinister, heinous, disgusting, degrading, freaking stupid, idiotic, heinous, despicable, and I'll use Doc's word, insidious human being and get a court case and we won't read it. And Doc is my partner in good. He'll be reading it with me. Don't be any of those things and we won't pull your case. But if you are, just, yeah, we are. And White and Wire, that's generally me and Doc's business because we can't just always tell you other people's business. Sometimes we gotta tell our own too. And what else? Oh, and Cattails coming soon. I made some decisions about that, but you'll just see it when you see it. That's generally the situations that irk my soul, and I got to talk about it. I want to say I got to vent a little bit, but it could probably be a book. So I'm going to start it by doing cattails. I would just recommend that you do not, if you feel like the story is about you, just don't say nothing. Shut your mouth, because I don't tell people's names or change people's names all the time in these stories. So the only way they'll notice you is if you decide to open your mouth. So shut your mouth and nobody will notice you. Only you and I will notice you, and then you'll know what not to do ever again to me. My name is Kathleen and I approve these messages. Love your babies, hug your babies, tell your babies that they are the freaking GOAT, man. The greatest of all times. Hold on. Why is this not on my... Oh, that's why all kinds of other stuff on the screen. Let me get that off. I got it. All right. Tell your babies that they are the GOAT, the greatest of all times. They need that encouragement. They need that love. They need that commitment from you as a parent. It's your job. Do it, you asshole. Like the hell. I know, even when they teenagers, you gonna have your moments where you just like, I do not rock with this mug. But you love them. So whether you liking them that day or not, you still need to encourage them and tell them they the best. And I just encourage that type of behavior. If they want to work for NASA, tell them they're the best astronaut, engineer, receptionist, janitor, secretary, or whatever the hell else they do over there at NASA. I don't know. What I do know is you need to get yourself a telescope, a good one, not the kind that you look through your neighbor's windows with you perv. Get you a good one. Might require a little bit of assembly. Comes with parts, scopes, beams, all that good stuff. Maybe even an app if you get the right one. Go to National Geographic. They sell really great ones. That's where mine is from. And then go outside after you assemble it and look at the sky with your child and discover some shit. You might discover a meteor, a comet, an asteroid, a planet that they said is not a planet, but I still say it's a fucking planet because who the hell are y'all gonna change it after I had to do the solar system? Huh? I got questions. It's always a planet in my opinion. Or even maybe a UFO, but do not refer them to me. Let them probe you. If they come for you, they came for you. They didn't come for me. So I don't need a referral. Just tell me about it and I believe you. And that's it. But whatever the case may be, encourage your babies. Encourage your babies. If they wanna work for NASCAR, tell them to be the best NASCAR driver, pit boss, pit crew member, commentator, freaking engineer, whatever the hell else they do at NASCAR. I don't know. I don't work for NASCAR. What I do know is that I got a love for the muscle car. They have a need for speed, and at one point in time, they had love for the muscle car. I ain't talking about that fiberglass bullshit y'all loving right now. I'm talking about metal. You know what I'm saying? Put the pedal to the metal. They was talking about the daggone muscle car. They weren't talking about whatever y'all talking about today. But whatever. Whatever the case may be, encourage them babies. Time for the fair warning. Now, I've been giving this fair warning. Obviously, this is what Lil Wayne feeling right now, too. Because obviously, my fair warning is not working for some people. That's two people that violate, and two stories I'm going to tell because y'all keep playing with me. And I said if you kept playing with me, it was going to happen. So, you want to play? Here we are. Here we the fuck are. But, I be trying to tell y'all not to play with me all the time. I always say don't break the glass, don't push the button. But obviously, it's fun to break the glass and push the button. You think it's no consequences to your actions, but you about to find the fuck out. Stay in your fucking lane. My lane, your lane, not the same. Your lane is the fuck over there. My lane is over here. Stay in yours, okay? We should not be crossing into each other's lanes. I don't even give a fuck about your lane. I'm in my own. You feel me? But when you jump into my lane, you're going to get something that you do not want. She is not nice. She is not kind. She is not a sweetheart. She is not any of those things that you want to allude her to being because you done jumped into a lane that didn't belong to you. Again, do not break the glass. Don't push the button. If you jump in my lane, you're going to get her and you don't want her. You don't want her. She is not nice. She is not a nice one at all. You do not want her. You want the 2-for-1 special. You get one, you get the other one, and both of them are nice, sweet, kind, and cuddly. You want her. She's nice. She's sweet. She's kind. She's cuddly. And you want, hold on, or you want, I'll be messing with Doc not here, because you want the AU Big Purr for sure. You want the AU Big Purr for sure. You want the AU Big Purr for sure. Listen, I'm trying to tell you. Because if Cat is purring, Cat is a happy, happy, happy girl. But you don't want that first bitch. Leave her where the fuck she's at. Leave her the fuck alone. Because you're going to get something that you are not prepared for. Just because the other two nice and sweet and kind, and you see them two more than that one. And so when she come out, it's like, what the hell? And everybody looking at me like I'm the bad guy. I'm not the fucking bad guy. I told you to leave me the fuck alone, but you didn't want to listen. So here we are. Here we are. Plus, what usually happens when you jump into other people's lanes is a collision. Who the fuck needs that? I don't need that for me. I don't need that for you. We don't need that for we. So just stay in your fucking lane. Say it. It's not rocket science. It's really not. It's a safety precaution. Okay? Pick and choose your battles wisely. Every battle is not a battle for you to fight. Some battles you gotta just say, fuck that shit. You got that shit, you punk motherfucker. I ain't fucking with you no more. But you got it. Now, sometimes people don't listen to this piece of advice that I give you, but it's very important to your way of life to keep you happy, which is pick and choose your battles wisely. Patty Boots, aka Baby Caligula, aka Little Boots, aka Drake. Pick and choose your battles wisely. You have not. Gave you a game plan, you haven't taken it yet. You got sucky PR people. I don't know, you should check your team. Maybe they do work for Kendrick, I don't know. But then you lied and you said, I studied hip hop. There's still footage floating around on the internet of you saying that, by the way. I studied hip hop. No, you studied a few people in hip hop. Because if you study hip hop, then you know that Mobb Deep told you a long ass time ago that there's a war going on outside and that no man is safe from it. They also said you can run, Petty Boots, but you cannot hide. They said you can run, Petty Boots. Listen, I'm about to stop because Baby Caligula gonna get me in trouble. But they told you it was a war going on outside, and they said, I don't want to say that they said that you was walking with your head down, scared to look. Because I'm quite sure when they wrote the song, you was not, maybe just a baby. I don't know. But what I'm saying is you ain't studied that hard. Because if you studied, then you know you need to focus on the war, not the battle. And you did not focus on the war. You picked a whole nother battle that you're going to lose again. Stupid ass. Anyway, Mama say, Mama saw my Michael side. Worry about the war, fuck the battle. It's not that important, I promise you. Fuck the battle, worry about the war. Listen. Be you. Be amazing you. I don't care what they say. And Petty Boots, this is where I'm on your side. Because even if they say they hate the way that you walk, the way that you talk, and the way that you dress, okay, then they just hate it. But if you go and walk weird, then fuck, then that's the way that you walk. I don't know. You can help how you talk, though. Stop making up them fake ass accents. But the way you dress, if you dress like a weirdo, to be the best weirdo you could ever fucking be. But don't let them tell you you can't be them things. Well, they should tell you about them accents. That's a lame. That's lame as hell. But everything else, you know what I mean? Vibe out. Vibe out. Listen, you can't make anybody happy. You can't. Happiness starts with that. People think like, well, if I get with this person, I'm gonna be happy. No, if you get with that person and you are not happy, then you're just not gonna be happy. Um, Focus on your happiness because it starts with that. You can add to people's happiness though. You feel me? And if people are just dead set on being miserable, then leave their miserable asses where they stand. Don't listen. I know they say misery loves company, but fuck that shit. I don't want no parts of it. And then also remember, because then we don't want to bring up that movie. But besides that movie, what they eat does not make you shit. Um, I'll say that. No, it don't. Um, so focus on what you need to do. You know what I mean? You came in this world by yourself, even if you are a twin, and you will leave by yourself, boo-boo. So just remember that. So focus on your positive energy, your positive vibes, and everything will be everything. And then remember this, no matter what it is that you do, you could try to fix things, make it better, try to make it the way, and you won't, because then they'll find something else to bitch and nag about. So just like focus on your internal happiness and you'll be all right. Dream big, dream so big that your dreams exceed the universe. And remember not to let anyone tell you that your dreams are inferior or that they're impossible. Um, Even when they be like, find something more practical. That's not in you to be practical. So focus on creating your dream. And then remember, after you visualize and realize your dream, plan and execute, because it don't happen without a plan and it's not going to happen without execution. And that's how I feel about that. Y'all, this Diddy case is going to get crazier and crazier as we go. I am still going to cover it. I'm not playing. I gotta cover it. I'm a little bit too far invested now. I have to cover it. So we're gonna see what happens. Um, I don't know. I don't know. Lil Wayne, stop kicking your girlfriend out, okay? Kendrick, I'm proud of your boy too. I'm trying to think what else we discussed. It was Lil Wayne, it was Kendrick. Let me see. I'm missing one. I'm gonna need everybody to get their lives together. That's what I'm gonna need. And Kendrick, I'm proud of the squad too. Squad up, you feel me? You want the squad to win. You don't never not want the squad to win. I want my team to win. I want everybody to find their lane. Oh yeah, and ASAP Rocky, we get it. You love your boo. I told you you only had one job to do. And so far, boo boo, you doing it. So I'm not mad at you. But yeah, I want everybody on my team to level up. And we all still trying to figure out how to make that happen. I think I got an idea though, but I just gotta see how to put the inner workings in place. But yeah, I want all my team to win. So I'm not mad at Kendrick being proud that people on his squad is winning. Hey, you big fucking pie. Anyway, y'all, I gotta get out of here. I gotta prepare for school in the morning, and then I need some rest. I'm tired. I love y'all. I will see y'all tomorrow night. Make sure y'all tune in tomorrow night. Doc, I hope that you able to make it tomorrow night because we missed the final exam, and we need that to go on. We need them final exams. They like fuel to a muscle car. I don't know. Anyway, we gotta get up out of here. We love y'all and man, we getting up out of here. I gotta go. I love y'all, man. Hold on. I love y'all so much, but I gotta go sometimes. I gotta get up out of here. I need to go to sleep. I'm going through it. I love y'all. Bye.